So let's talk about something. If you're over 40 and you've ever thought about earning a little extra income, you've probably noticed something. Most of the advice out there feels like it was written for someone half your age. Well, you're in luck because today we are diving into a totally different approach. It's a blueprint designed specifically for those of us with a bit more life under our belts. So let's get into what makes this so different.
And this, right here, is the big idea we're exploring today. It's such a powerful reframe, isn't it? It's not about playing catch-up. It's about leveraging the one thing you have that a 22-year-old just can't compete with. And that's decades of real-world experience. If you've ever felt this way, I promise you, you are not alone. You see all this advice about working 80-hour weeks, taking these insane risks, building a huge TikTok following, and you just kind of shake your head because that's not your reality. And you know what? That's because it wasn't designed for you. Okay, so let's really dig into why that mainstream advice just feels so out of touch so often. It's not that it's necessarily bad advice, it's just that it's for a completely different person at a completely different stage of life. Now check this out. The side hustle economy is, well, it's booming. 70% of Americans have a side hustle. Nearly 40% of Brits are earning extra income. So the opportunity is absolutely massive. But the advice being given out, it's incredibly narrow.
And this slide just illustrates the disconnect perfectly, doesn't it? On one hand, you have the whole hustle culture story. Work yourself to the bone, live on ramen. But on the other hand, you have the actual reality for most people over 40. Mortgages, families, limited time, and, let's be honest, zero tolerance for hype. You can't just go take insane risks when you've got people depending on you.
Okay, so here's the turning point. This is where we flip the script. This is where we stop thinking about age as some kind of disadvantage and we start seeing it for what it truly is, your single biggest competitive edge.
This all comes down to a concept called experience leverage. And really, it's just a fancy way of saying you take everything you've learned over your career, the wins, the losses, the expertise, the judgment, and you package it into something valuable, something people will happily pay a premium for.
So this framework gives you a whole new way to think. First, you use that experience leverage to package what you already know. Then, instead of chasing followers, you use your built-in authority and your credibility. See, it's not about starting from scratch. It's about building a second act directly on the foundation of the expertise you already have. So let's see how this actually builds out into a practical blueprint. Because remember, this isn't about finding just any side hustle. It's about finding the right one that actually fits into your life, not the other way around. It all starts with this simple 4-step process. You can think of it as a match calculator for your life. First, what skills do you already have? Second, how much time can you realistically commit? Third, what are your income goals? And fourth, what's your actual comfort level with risk? Answering these honestly, that's the key to finding a perfect match. And based on those answers, you'll start to land on ideas that really make sense for you. Things like consulting, or maybe offering freelance services, creating simple digital products, or even using new AI tools to deliver super valuable services. All of these are built on leveraging what you already know, not trying to learn something totally new from square one.
Now, an idea is great, but a plan? A plan is so much better. The next part of this whole blueprint is a really clear, actionable 30-day roadmap. And it's designed to get you from that initial idea all the way to your first paying customer. And just look at how logical this is. Week 1 is all about validation. You're just making sure people actually want what you're thinking of offering. Week 2, you create the offer. Week 3 is all about finding your first potential customers. And then week 4 is laser focused on making those first sales. No fluff, just direct, focused action. Okay, for a lot of us, this is the biggest hurdle, the technology. That fear of having to learn a bunch of complicated software, it can stop a great idea dead in its tracks. But the key here is to just keep it simple. You really don't need a complex, expensive tech setup. These tools here are chosen specifically because they're so user-friendly. You want to sell a PDF guide? Gumroad has basically zero setup. Need a professional-looking graphic? Canva is your best friend. These tools are designed to work for you, not the other way around. All right, so once you have the right idea and the right tools, it is all about building momentum. The goal of this entire blueprint isn't just to get you excited for a day. It's to get you tangible, concrete results. This is such a key takeaway. Motivation, it fades, right? It's that feeling you get right after you watch an inspiring video. But momentum, that's different. Momentum is what you get from taking small, consistent actions that build on each other day after day. Momentum is real progress.
And look, just by following this blueprint for 30 days, look at what you'll have. Not just some idea, but a validated one. Not just a dream, but a clear plan and the simple tools to make it happen. And maybe most importantly, you'll have your first paying customers. Now that is momentum.
So the final thought here is this. Maybe this next phase of your life isn't about winding down at all. Maybe it's about reinvention. It's about taking all that incredible experience you spent a lifetime building and creating something brand new, something that's entirely yours. The only real question left is, what will you build?